The FIFA World Cup is supposed to be the greatest show on earth. 48 teams, 104 matches, 3 host countries, 1 trophy. Billions of fans, decades of dreams, the whole planet watching. It is the one event that genuinely stops the world. Your country qualifies and grown adults cry in the street. Your country gets knocked out and grown adults cry in the street. Nobody is okay. Everyone is invested. And FIFA, the organization in charge of all of this, had one job. One job: do not ruin it. They did not manage that. This is the most controversial World Cup in history. And to understand why, we need to go back to the beginning. Because this didn't fall apart overnight. It fell apart in layers, slowly, impressively, like a very expensive cake collapsing in slow motion. Let us start with where the tournament is being held. The 2026 World Cup is hosted across 3 countries: Mexico, Canada, and the United States. 11 of the 16 host cities are in the United States. Now, the United States is a great country to host a major sporting event. Big stadiums, big screens, big everything. There's just one issue. The Trump administration has travel restrictions on nationals from 19 countries. 19 countries. Fans from those nations who want to attend the biggest football tournament on the planet face enormous barriers just getting through the door. FIFA President Gianni Infantino looked at this situation and made a promise. He said this would be the biggest, the most inclusive, the greatest World Cup ever. The most inclusive World Cup ever. 19 countries. Now, to be fair, FIFA and the US government said teams and fans would be fine. Vice President J.D. Vance personally reassured everyone that visitors were welcome. He just added one small condition: that when the tournament ends, they have to go home. Otherwise, they'll have to speak to Homeland Security. Nothing says welcome to the greatest show on earth like, do not forget to leave. Then came the tickets. The World Cup has always been expensive. Everyone knows this. You save up. You tell your wife it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. She does not believe you. You spend 3 months pretending the money was already gone. You go anyway. But this time, FIFA introduced something called dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing sounds modern and reasonable. What it actually means is prices go up as demand increases. Which sounds fine in theory. In practice, it meant FIFA could charge whatever they wanted and call it market forces. So what did the market say? 4 years ago at the World Cup in Qatar, tickets ranged from $69 to $1,600. This time, regular seats for the final in New Jersey were priced at up to $8,600. Then FIFA raised them to nearly $11,000. Then raised them again to $33,000 for one seat at one football match. Not a seat on a private jet, not dinner with someone famous, not a small house. One seat, football game, $33,000. Fan groups across Europe were so furious they filed a formal complaint with the European Commission, accusing FIFA of abusing its monopoly situation. Football Supporters Europe said that following your team from the group stage all the way to the final would cost nearly $7,000 through official channels, almost 5 times what it cost at the last World Cup. They called it a monumental betrayal. FIFA responded by offering $60 tickets to national federations. 130,000 of them, out of 6 to 7 million total. So roughly 2% of tickets were affordable, the other 98% were market forces. Then in December 2025, came the tournament draw in Washington, D.C. A big occasion, lots of cameras, lots of important people in suits. And FIFA used this moment to introduce the world to a brand new award, the FIFA Peace Prize. FIFA, an organization with a well-documented history of corruption scandals and investigations, created a peace prize, their very first one. And they gave it to Donald Trump. The same Donald Trump whose immigration policies were already being criticized for making the tournament less accessible to fans from around the world. A peace prize, given by a football organization, to a sitting president, whose policies are keeping football fans out of the football tournament. When people pointed out that this looked a little strange, FIFA said they don't live on the moon, which is true, unfortunately. Then days before the tournament kicked off, a man named Omar Artan landed at Miami International Airport. Omar Artan was about to make history. He was set to become the first ever Somali referee to officiate at a FIFA World Cup. Decades of hard work, every match, every decision, every yellow card had been building towards this moment. He landed at the airport. U.S. authorities stopped him. They cited specific vetting concerns, questioned him for 11 hours, and sent him home. Thousands of people came out in Mogadishu to welcome him back. It was a warm welcome. It was not the welcome he had been preparing for his entire career. When Infantino was asked about it, he called it unfortunate. He said FIFA cannot control which governments let into their countries, said they were working behind the scenes, then told everyone to chill. This man tells people to chill more than anyone who has ever lived. He should be a yoga instructor. He should have his own app. Then the tournament actually kicked off. And FIFA revealed that nearly 180,000 seats were still unsold hours before the opening match. The biggest World Cup in history, 180,000 empty seats. The $33,000 pricing strategy was not, it turns out, filling stadiums. Incredible. And if all that was not enough, consider the final detail. The United States is currently at war with Iran. Iran qualified for the World Cup, so the Iranian national football team had to relocate their entire training camp from the United States to Mexico, flying in only when they have a match to play. A country, hosting the team of the country it is currently at war with, in a tournament whose entire purpose is to celebrate unity between nations. FIFA, we do not live on the moon. So here we are, the biggest World Cup in history, 19 countries restricted, $33,000 seats, empty stadiums, a peace prize nobody asked for, a referee sent home after 11 hours at an airport, and a literal war between two participating nations. The football itself will still be extraordinary. The goals, the upsets, the last-minute drama, that part will deliver, it always does. But somewhere in New Jersey on July 19th, a man in a $33,000 seat will be watching the exact same final as a kid streaming it for free on his phone. And the kid will be having more fun. FIFA, chill.